My goodness, they've allowed us to continue. It's incredible. I must admit, I really do enjoy doing this. Almost too much. Here we go again. Oh, I love science so much. Hi everybody, how are you today? My name is Mr. Duncan and I'm ever so pleased to meet you. Welcome to the 3rd edition of Mr. Duncan's Full English. Yes, they said it could not be done. They said it was just too much for one little human being to carry out. But here I am with episode 3. Proving all those doubtful, sceptical people wrong. Nah, 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 nah. So, what are we waiting for? Let's dive straight into today's Full English right now. Can you see what I'm doing today? I'm preparing to light a fire. I have some old wood and garden debris to dispose of. To start a fire, you need some dry material. This will light easily. Paper is the most common material used, or small pieces of wood will also do the job. The material used to start a fire is called kindling. You use kindling to start the fire. Kindling establishes the fire. There is also the word kindle, which means to start a fire. Kindling is a noun, while kindle is a verb. I will use a match to start the fire. I will strike the match and light the paper. This will start the fire. The paper will ignite. The word ignite comes from the Latin word for fire. We sometimes use the word pyro to describe something related to fire. For example, a person who is addicted to starting fires can be called a pyromaniac. The most obvious parts of a fire are the flames and smoke. Can you see the flames? The movement of the flames cannot be predicted. Flames move randomly. We can use the word lick to describe the movement of a fire's flame. The flames licked around the door frame. A flame flickers. We can describe the flame on a candle as a flickering flame. A flame can shimmer, flicker, glow, dance. The fire I'm lighting today will be safely contained. This container is called an incinerator. You burn things in an incinerator. The inside of the incinerator will become very hot. To keep the fire under control, I must put this lid on it. Now the fire will burn steadily and remain safe. The small hole in the centre of the lid allows the smoke to escape in a controlled way, just like the chimney on a house would. Fires are fun to watch, but they can also be very dangerous, especially if they get out of control. After the fire has gone out, there is normally some debris left. This grey-looking substance is called ash. This is all that is left of what was burned. You can also put out a fire using water. This action can be described as extinguish. You extinguish the fire. You put the fire out. You have extinguished the flames. The fire has been put out. Here in the UK, we have a tradition that involves lighting fires. Each year on November the 5th, people light large bonfires to commemorate the capture of a group of men who were plotting to blow up the Houses of Parliament and kill the then King of England in 1605. Parliament was, and still is, the meeting place of the British government. The plot, however, was foiled when Parliament officials discovered one of the plotters, a man named Guy Fawkes, guarding the gunpowder. This event became known as the Gunpowder Plot. The celebrations take place every November 5th. It is known as Guy Fawkes Night. Large bonfires are lit and life-size effigies of Guy Fawkes are burnt on the fires. Fireworks are also let off, and quite often food such as baked potatoes are eaten. There is a rhyme that goes with this event too, which begins, "Remember, remember the 5th of November, gunpowder, treason and plot. I see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot." Can you see what is wrong with this plate? Look closely and you will see that it has a chip. This plate is chipped. It has been accidentally damaged. The word chip can be a noun or verb. A chip is the damage. The chip can also be the piece that has been broken off. To chip means chop or break small pieces off an object. You can chip away at something if you want to change its shape. There is a phrase in English, a chip off the old block. This relates to a person who strongly resembles one of their parents in a very obvious way, be it in appearance or character. Your son is a real chip off the old block. Of course, a chip is also what we call a piece of potato that has been deep fried in oil. Sadly, this chipped plate cannot be repaired, but I will still go on using it because this is my favourite plate. I love idioms so much. I'd like to marry them all. Well, perhaps not marry. We could just go steady and see how things work out. I don't even think marrying an idiom is legal. Oh well. Did you know that the word cut can be used as an idiom in more than one way. If you are upset or shocked by something, then we can say that you are cut up by it. To move in front of a person suddenly, either in a queue or on the road, we can say that the person cuts in. If you have been removed from a list of people taking part in an event, we can say that you have been cut from it. You were cut from the list. We can use cutback to express a reduction of money spent on something. The health cutbacks are forcing hospitals to close. If you cut down on something, then you are reducing the use of that particular thing. I need to cut down on the amount of sugar I eat. We can use cut to show that something has ended. Like this. Cut! It's time once again to take a grab at English grammar. Today we will take a look at conditionals. In English, a conditional is a form of sentence that expresses a possible or imaginary situation. The conditional sentence describes what might or would happen in certain situations. If this happens, then this other thing could or will occur. You surmise the outcome of something. Simple examples of conditionals include, if I go out in the rain without an umbrella, I will get wet. If I miss the train, I will be late for work. The conditional is made up of two parts, the protasis, which is the first part, and the apodosis, which is the hypothetical or imaginary outcome or result. There are four types of conditional: the zero conditional, the first conditional, the second conditional, and the third conditional. The zero conditional is a situation that is always true if the conditions are met. If I drink coffee, I get a headache. The first conditional connects two actions, the second of which could occur if the first thing takes place. If he gets good grades in school, he will go to university. The second conditional uses a situation that is not the one currently happening. We imagine the situation. It is not happening for real. The outcome or result of a second conditional can be either likely or unlikely. An unlikely example is, if I won the lottery, I would travel around the world. You will notice that the past tense is used in the condition, and would is used in the outcome. Other modal verbs can also be used in this conditional, such as shall, might, and should. The third conditional involves talking about a past event and imagining a different action or scenario. You imagine what might have happened. The event is different to the one that had actually happened. Usually this conditional begins with if I had. If I had known, I would have helped you. By saying this, we know that what actually happened was you did not know and you did not help. The third conditional is normally used to show retrospective intention. If I had known it was your birthday, I would have sent a card. The result of this type of conditional can have the outcome using would, could, might, and should, depending on whether it would have been possible or not. Well, that is all for today's full English episode. I look forward to seeing you again soon, all fired up and ready to go for another delicious dollop of that scrumptious English. This is Mr. Duncan in England saying, don't work too hard and burn yourself out. Make sure you save some of that learning energy for next time. And of course, ta-ta for now.
Oh my goodness, today's full English was so hot. It's caught fire.
Call the fire brigade, someone!